Matty B, T-Scales here with you. Thunder still rolling like the novel from Mildred Taylor after beating the Lakers in Game 1 Tuesday. LA was held to just 90 points, their fewest in any playoff tilt since 2021. It was the Lakers' sixth straight loss against #1 seeds. They're without a win against one since 2008. The Thunder have simply had the Lakers' number. LA is 0-5 against OKC this season, with the losses coming by an average of 27 points per game. The 18-point loss in Game 1 was actually the second closest between the two. However, 3 of those were without Luka, who has been out for over a month with a hamstring strain. In the first round, he became the first scoring champ in NBA history to miss an entire playoff series. And at this point, the Don is dying to get back.
It's very frustrating. I don't think people understand how frustrating it is. You know, all I want to do is play basketball, especially in this time. It's the best time to play basketball. It's very frustrating, you know, seeing what my team is doing. I'm very proud of them, but it's been very tough, you know, just to see it and watch them play.
Okay, so let's get Perk back into the fold here on the heels of that. With Luka's status still TBD and low-key unlikely, what can the Lakers do to even this series besides putting in a prayer request?
I was just about to say that. First, they got to pray. They got to pray. Second of all, look, they got to find a way to score some points. LeBron James did his part, and I understand you're going against an all-time great defensive team, but Marcus Smart and Austin Reeves, they combined 7 for 31 from the field. And that's not going to cut it, especially against the champs. I understand Marcus Smart, look, he has the assignment of guard SGA. He's picking them up 94 feet. But at this moment, this is an audition for Austin Reeves, right? This is a moment to show why he should be considered a franchise guy moving forward in the near future. This is a big stage. Is he ready to dance or not? Do y'all realize that Austin Reeves, in all the playoff games he done played in the Los Angeles Lakers uniform, he has never scored over 25 points in a game? And so when you think about where the Lakers are going when Luka does return, whether that's this season or next season, is Austin Rivers that guy? Is he a Robin? And he has to show up and show out, especially if the Lakers are going to even stand a chance or win a game in this series against the Thunder.
It's going to be an interesting series. But let's pivot to the East. We got to start with this Cavs-Pistons series. Despite the Cavs making it interesting late, Detroit showing that they're the 1 seed, got the Game 1 win. But, Perk, where do the Cavs need to improve in Game 2 to even the series?
Where you want me to start? With a certain level of physicality? Stop getting pumped? That's where we going to start first. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. Are y'all going to man up? Evan Mobley, are you going to show why you was the former Defensive Player of the Year and start being physical and imposing your will? James Harden, what are you going to do? Like, at some point, they gotta pull the string on James Harden and make a business decision, especially in the fourth quarter, if they're going to even rock with him. Because last night what we witnessed a lot of guys late in the fourth when the game got tight that was on the perimeter, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Max Strus, that are not known as defenders, were out there trying to guard Cade and Tobias, and they was just having it their way. So, again, we watched James be a turnover king throughout these playoffs, even last game. How much is Kenny Atkinson going to allow him to get away with and make a business decision and say, you know what, I'm going to go and lean towards Ellis or maybe a Dennis Schroeder to come in and give us some type of tenacity on the perimeter.
I need a little bit more fearing from the beard right there. But elsewhere in the Eastern Conference, Celtics president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, spoke today regarding the alleged rift between Jaylen Brown and the team. Perk's already ready to dive in. Because we also heard from Brown himself, who took to Twitch to voice his side. So before we get your take, we got to listen to what they had to say.
I talked to Jaylen Monday a little bit after he just real quickly and was nothing but positive. He has not expressed those frustrations to me. We've been here 10 years together, and I do think that, you know, obviously I love JB and everybody around here loves JB. And, you know, I think just like any of our other guys, as we get to the end of the season, you know, I'll be here and my door's always open. And if anybody ever wants to come in and talk about it.
I hate that Brad even had to respond to this. Like I said, me and Brad had a great relationship, and I can play in Boston for the next 10 years. I love Boston. So with that being said, moving on, I say this and I stand on this again, and y'all can clip this up. This was my favorite season of my career.
His favorite season of his career. Perk, I just want to get your reaction to what we just heard.
Well, first, Jaylen Brown, just go on vacation, bro. Just go on vacation. At this point, you're still doubling down, and it's not even making sense to a lot of people. Hold yourself to a level of accountability. You're the one that led this team to a first-round exit. You're the one that led this team to giving up three home game losses to the Philadelphia 76ers. And at the end of the day, this doesn't help anything. And this is my problem with a lot of guys that are still playing that decide to go in the streaming or podcast space, because you don't know how you could affect the organization, the locker room, wherever it may be. Now, I also did listen to some of the past streams that Jaylen Brown has done throughout the course of the season, and I know he kept promising the fans that, hey, Jason Tatum is going to come on one day. Well, we have yet to see Jason Tatum. And saying comments like this, this is his favorite season, especially with a season that he won a championship and finals MVP, it just sends a bad message and give bad energy to the whole entire Celtic organization.
Perk telling that man to take 1, 2, 3 Cancun seriously. I get it. Perk, we appreciate the bars.
Go away, bro.
The Lakers' expectation is Luka Doncic will be out in Game 2, and then from there, his status is very much uncertain because Luka Doncic said today he has started running, but he has not been cleared for full contact basketball activities. And so he needs that clearance for basketball activities to be able to start to ramp up. Austin Reeves went through a 1 to 1.5 week ramp-up period with 1-on-1s, 3-on-3s, 5-on-5s, especially with an injury, soft tissue, where Luka Doncic has already been out over 1 month. And the one interesting thing that Luka Doncic said today out of everything was he was given an 8-week timetable with his grade 2 hamstring strain when it happened. We're about 5 weeks in. So there's potentially still multiple weeks here left to go for Luka Doncic as far as his return to action.
Yeah, great stuff there, Shams. Thank you very much. You can see more of Shams at 3 Eastern on NBA Today.
Back with Michael Wilbon, Janae Ogumike. All right, Wilbon, I guess I'll just cut to the chase. We heard from Luka. Basically, you hear Shams say, man, another 3 weeks. How can the Lakers simply win a game in this series?
Let's see, I'm going to mention a name right now other than Luka. Marcus Smart, Austin Reeves, Luke Kennard. They shot 8 for 35 last night. That ain't going to get it done. It's sort of like the team, and we know it wasn't intentional, but they wasted a LeBron James performance where LeBron goes 36 minutes. I mean, forget just the raw numbers of, 27 points in that time. LeBron played 36 minutes, had 2 turnovers, right, and was just great in the first quarter trying to get them off to the quick start they needed, but the support wasn't there. So when those 3 guys go 8 for 35, and they got a decent enough performance from DeAndre Ayton, who, 10 points, 12 rebounds in limited minutes, 27 minutes, that was okay. 8 for 35, we're going to go back to that. That has to be a redo. That has to be a reset button and a completely different box score by the time we look at Game 2, or we're going to have the same result, actually probably even more lopsided, because OKC figures to play better than Game 1.
Wilbon, speaking of the box score, I bet JJ Redick is looking at it and being like, yeah, we know Austin's not going to shoot 3 for 16 again. And then he's going to look and say, well, if we can control our turnovers, those turnovers are just the biggest gift you can give to OKC. In the regular season and the postseason, OKC has led the NBA in points off of turnovers at over 20 a game. And if you think about them, I think the Lakers had 17 or so turnovers. I think it was converted around 30 points. So if you take care of the ball, which is very difficult to ask because this is the top defensive team in the NBA, but if you protect the ball, you have no unforced errors, and you have Austin Reeves shooting the ball a little bit better, maybe you have a chance. But to be honest, the thing that could save them, I'm just saying, in Dreamland, are the 33 points of Luka Doncic that are on the bench that lead the NBA.